Enjoy.
All right, here we go. Get ready to have a good time. This is exciting, isn't it?
All right, we're on.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Garry.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Garry.
But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He is Garry Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
It's 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central. And that means it's time for the Garry Meier Show.
Cocktail hour. Cocktail hour. Cocktail hour. Cocktail hour.
Cocktails. Woo! Drinks.
Live.
Of course, no matter where you are, and no matter who you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. On all of our live shows, we remind you about our preferred streaming platform, the GarrForce Live YouTube channel, and we ask you to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when we're live. Like and share the show on all of the social media channels. During the live show, we can even see your comments on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, which means we may show them on the screen and or talk about them. Okay, the checklist is complete. So now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live.
Blah, blah, blah. Boom. Shakalaka. Hey now, welcome everybody to the cocktail show. Thank you, Alan and Todd Pickering, and well, that's enough to thank for now, but I can say hello to some people who have checked in. I want to first, okay, I got to do this in order. Let's kick the tires and light the fires to get the wheels up and lit and hot and all that. And then, Leslie, why don't you remove your condom so it's official? How you doing?
If you insist, Garry, I'm doing just fine. Thank you. I have a flat top Chardonnay and a condom with quite a bit of pressure.
Oh, there's some bounce on that one. That's going to shoot. That's going to shoot. It is going.
Oh, you went down and inside.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Strike one.
Strike two. Yes.
Well, cheers, everybody. Got the Manhattan. And get this, we have not heard from Keely Ann, which adds to the fact that I have to say, hey, welcome to Labor Day weekend, which really, I cannot believe we're at this point in the year already. I don't want to believe it, but there's nothing I can do about it. Yes.
In lieu of Keely Ann, we do have Dodie saying, I got that NASA, I think she meant NASA rocket stuck up my schnauzer all dang week. Ooh-wee.
Okay, that's good. I guess
that Artemis rocket a little problematic.
It did not go off today?
No, it did not again. There's some leakage. And I think NASA has learned a lesson that when they see some leakage, say something about your leakage, and then maybe we just wait a little bit.
It's actually scheduled for tomorrow at 1:17 Central, so 2:17 Eastern.
And Keith is our resident rocket scientist. Well, his father actually is a rocket scientist. And this is going to the moon, right?
Yeah, it's actually going around the moon a couple times and then coming right back to.
And there are 3 dummies on board.
Yeah,
Why?
Well, they're dummies that are testing the environment in that area because we haven't. They're actually all meant to simulate women, and we haven't sent women folk to the moon yet. So they actually want to have an understanding of how it's going to affect them before they actually send them out there.
Because the seatbelts can cut. We all know that they're.
Right. Plus, there's the whole radiation thing, but really mostly the seatbelts.
But they're dummies. How does that replicate a female?
I don't know if you've seen a picture of the dummies. I can see if I can dig one up, but they are definitely female.
Okay.
Do they say "oh" all the time?
Oh, they're anatomically correct. All right.
Uh,
Let's just go back to last Friday. We did the cocktail part, and then we went into that Zoom thing. And I got to be honest with you, still kind of mopping up. I enjoyed it. It was
Oh, yeah.
crazy ass. And we're gonna. Oh, look! Wait, stop. This is the last weekend to dress my schnauzer in white ribbons and bows. Yes. On
Yes.
Monday at midnight, you have to put all that away. White shoes, white belt. I'm not putting the dune buggy away until it's cold. And I'm
Right.
still going to coin dive and Kurt Seif. Kurt
Yeah,
Seif.
or kite
That was
surf.
my radio name. I'm sorry. I mean kite surf.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because we found out that Garry puts on the dry suit and likes to kite surf right into those gales of November, even when they
Right.
come early.
Right, because Gitchigumi really has the good waves in November, and why would I not want to
yeah.
do it then? That's the best time to kite surf. And I am streaming really hard right now, and I thank everybody for jumping in my stream. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Let me go to the screen door and say hello to some peeps. And I want to say hello to, all right, that's what I wanted to do. And that's what I was going to say right before you came on, Leslie. I want to talk to Deborah from Displains. That's where that $1.3 billion mega ticket was sold, and the person has not come forward yet. And I said to Deborah, did you win? And are you being coy? No, I didn't win, but that's what you're going to say. You have, Deborah, about 26 days to tell the lottery people if you're going to take it all in one chunk or over 29 years. Now, I did read where if the person does not come forward in the next 26 days, they automatically have to take the annuity over 29 years, which is still a shitload of money.
Right.
Yeah.
But with that, wouldn't it be cool? Deborah, seriously, you could be our podcast mama and just
Yeah.
You could underwrite us for the next 7 years.
You could underwrite, overwrite. I don't care what kind of writing you do.
You
Do
can,
it.
yeah, you can write anything you want.
And Christine is in Peoria, Arizona. Donna, Scott, and Johnny from Michigan says hello to Martin from British Columbia. Johnny and Martin like to communicate. That's nice. Greg and Lamond checking in. Lloydster. Sandy was stuck in traffic, and she said, I might miss the show because of that. Damn.
This is one of those busiest travel weekends.
Oh, yes,
being
it
that
is.
it's Labor Day.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Let's go to the airport and see what's happening there. Linda, Sammy from Mundelein, Illinois, Dale from Wheatfield, Tracy, and Doug, Catherine, Anthony. All right. All checking in. Thank you. Okay.
Ken's from Louisville.
Good.
I like saying Louisville.
I know you do. We talked about this on the T show this morning, where certain ways that you say things will make your tongue exercise. And it was kind of like, I want to jump in a pile of leaves and I just want fall to be all around me. You were saying that because you're a fall person. I'm not.
That's right. And all of a sudden, Garry felt the need to start talking like this.
Yes.
And he was having fun. But it is fun once you start talking in a special way.
You want to talk like this for a while, don't you?
All the while.
Because here, now we're on camera and we can kind of demonstrate. Do you feel where your tongue's going? It's going up against the front of your mouth and the back of your teeth there, and it's getting some action.
One of my favorite affectations was I used to do Ann Landers. And Ann Landers used to talk out of the side of her mouth. And once you start talking like that, my sister and I do this sometimes, and you just can't stop.
Now,
and you want to say words with us.
And let's tell people who don't know who that is. She did an advice column in a newspaper where she syndicated around the country for years. Not only did she talk like that, she talked out of her teeth or something.
Kind of the side of her mouth. Yeah, there was something going on.
Right, or side of her mouth. She also, with the advice, talked out of her ass most of the time, as far as I can tell.
Listen, mister, you need to do this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, I wonder how many relationships she ruined.
Right. Petting can be painful, or whatever that ongoing thing, that campaign she was on about teenagers and petting. And I always thought, petting? What is that? What is that? What are you doing there? If you
Oh,
take that
golly.
cat off your lap, I'll show you. But
I'll show you.
I'll show you exactly what she was talking about now. Hey, Tracy checked in, and Tracy is the Kringle provider, and she also she said you didn't send me this, did you, Ryan?
No,
The
I think
bobble
Ryan sent
schnauzer?
the keychain.
no, I sent
right?
the little one.
Yeah, okay, you sent this one, Tracy, and so 2 schnauzers kissing. Okay.
And back to the heavy petting. That's what I said when I saw those teenagers in that parking lot. Remember?
That's
I used
right.
the word heavy
Okay.
petting. Mm-hmm.
Ryan seems to see things when he walks his dog that are unusual. That was one of them. He was going through a parking lot a few weeks ago, and there was a car door open, and these 2 utes, male, female, were in the back seat going at it, and Ryan parked himself, and the dog sat there, and they just watched for a while. And that's when Ryan noticed that they were heavy petting.
Heavy petting. Yes. A reference
Nice
from Ann
kitty.
Landers.
Nice kitty. And then he was walking down the street and looked in somebody's window, as he should if the drapes are not drawn. And there was a woman shaving a man's back in the window.
Correct. And they waved at me.
And they waved at you. Nothing to be ashamed of. And you had another recent weird encounter. You saw something. You were telling me. What did you see?
Trying to think what
It
it
was,
is.
well, he did see the truck, that
Yeah,
crazy
The hoarder
was-
truck.
Yes.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll talk about my deli experience a little later. I have
Yeah.
pictures with that. That was
Weird stuff just appears in front
Yes,
of
correct.
Ryan.
Uh-huh.
And this deli thing, you're not going to want to go back to the grocery store after
No.
you see this. Okay. So Tracy is our Kringle supplier, and she gave me the bobble and some other stuff. And her sister has sent me a bunch of ball liquors. No, not doing it now. They're for washing your golf balls if you're a golfer. That's the case. Ball liquor of Christ. Amen. Oh, I shouldn't have said. Oh, I went too far. Went too far. But it does look like the communion wafer, doesn't it?
does.
Well, so now I'm confused. When I thought it was going to be more like a crocheted sock or something.
Okay,
How does
but
this work?
Well, you wet it, and that
That's what
enlarges
you
it.
said. Yeah.
Keep saying that. And I guess that enlarges it. You know those towels that come compressed, you put them in water, and I guess this expands then, and you could wrap it around your golf ball and clean
As a
it.
matter of fact, our listener, Sandy Lee, there should be a package arriving for you shortly with your condom that you didn't claim and your expandable girlfriend, which is built on that same premise.
Right.
It's a teeny tiny little girlfriend in a bikini, but she grows to 6 times that size when you
Right.
put her in water.
So
yes.
you'll be like a lot of these Japanese guys. You'll be hugging this at night in your bed. And Sandy initially didn't send us her address, and then she sent it, and now she's going to get it. That's why you said she didn't get her thing. So, okay, so that's going to get into your fun bag in the coming weeks, because Sue, Tracy, Lynn's sister, sent a whole bag of them.
Wow.
Yeah, got a
And
bag
you
of-
get a ball liquor, and you get a ball
You get a
liquor,
ball
and you get a ball
liquor.
liquor.
And that
Look
will be
under your
going on.
seat. There's nothing there, but just go ahead and look and see if
There's
you find something.
Okay, that's perfect. Look under your seat. There's a ball liquor there.
There's a ball.
Well, that's where they belong, I guess. Okay. Wow. See what happens when we don't have a guest? We don't have to pretend we are anything but what we are. And what
We're
are
15 minutes into the show, and we've touched on a lot of things, nothing of any import, which is why you came here.
That's
Ooh, and finger
Friday.
guns, by the way.
Yeah, finger guns. Woo. That's what we do on Friday, because the sturm and drang of the week is too much, and the fugazi and the woozy and the wazi, and by the time you get to Friday, please God, and then the shrinking daylight is upon us, and we need something, and that's why we got this. Okay, yeah, no
Well,
problem.
whatever floats your boat.
It doesn't matter. We're just hanging out. And I know some of this sounds like we're just meandering, but I got to be honest with you. I've listened to a number of radio shows where they have a lot of people working on them, and it was even worse meandering than this. And I'm not
Right.
exaggerating. Hey, what did you have a McMuffin on the way? Yeah, something like that. How you doing?
Once again, it is one of the busiest travel weekends of the year, and
One of the busiest, like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Then they'll
uh,
send their mope reporters out to the airport, and
and
90% of the time there's nobody there.
it's just
You might
regular
want to
old
not do
airport.
that and say it's the busiest time and have nobody there. Bring some cardboard cutouts or something. I've
There's
traveled
more.
on that Wednesday, and it was one of the easiest days to travel. It's a lot of this stuff is so much bullshit. These people don't even think.
So with that, what if we start thinking outside the box? If they got somebody on a mega bus on Labor Day weekend, on one of those, it's only $1 to Tijuana kind of buses, now that would be coverage that I would be willing to sit through a ton of commercials
Listener
for.
Johnny from Michigan takes those super buses, and they could talk to him, and he'll tell them the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
skitty on that. There are, I believe, 350 seats. It's 175 on top, 175 on the bottom.
Right.
Yes.
And we haven't hit that point yet, but pretty soon we will be like you can, is it Calcutta? Can we still say Calcutta? Yes. Okay. And they'll be riding on top and off the sides. I want to see our buses get that crowded, like they're choo-choo trains.
Okay. Yes, like we're in Pakistan or India, and people are just clinging to the side of these structures. And I want to toot. Are you ready to toot? I want to toot my own horn here, because if I don't, who's going to toot me? I am honored to have a piece in the current edition of the Illinois Entertainer, as written by a good friend, but that didn't sway him. He wrote it as we talked, as far as facts go. Rick Kampfer, thank you for doing this. This is on their latest edition, a little conversation with me, and I'm excited to get that, because hey, it's good to get some decent press every now and then, because a lot of people like to swing at you and that kind of stuff. But everything I said, he printed it as I said it, which is not always the case.
Right. I mean, you've done a lot of interviews over the years and have been misrepresented. Your family's been misrepresented. And there were some people who you almost got the feeling were itching to misrepresent you.
I know. And I was on the air when that happened with this one reporter in Chicago, and I actually called him out on the air and said, this is 1000% a lie. Call me right now and tell me where you got this information. Of course, he didn't call me. And then I said, okay, you don't want to do it on the air? Call me after I get off this program, or leave a phone number where I can get a hold of you. Never heard from the piece of shit, because he knew I caught him like a rat.
Well, and with that, then it almost made him double down, I get the feeling. And so there were never any corrections issued, and a lot of BS went out. But Rick's a good guy. I mean, and he's a smart guy, so he sticks with the facts.
And let me just throw a plug in for Rick. If you are a Chicago Cubs fan, he has written the definitive book on every Cubs player who's ever worn the uniform. Now, I don't know how often he updates that, because obviously every year they get new players, but as of a couple of years ago, every player that ever put on a Cubs uniform was included in this book, and the research was just sublime. And if you're a baseball, there it is. What's that? Does he update it every couple of years? How does that work?
This was 1871 through 2021. So I think he did a 2022 version, or he's in the process of doing it. But yeah, he updates it regularly.
Every Cub ever. Go. Yeah. And Dan wants to point out that my name gets misspelled often. I know it's odd that there are 2 R's in Garry, but that's the way it is. I don't ask how you spell your name. If you tell me you spell it, well, I do ask if it's spelled oddly, and then I would do that the right way. Just to say, well, it shouldn't be that way. And okay. All right.
Guys, you want to see the female dummies from the Artemis mission?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
See, I mean, they're definitely female.
It is. It's the seat. It's all about the belts.
It is.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Wow. Hey, boy, I got a joke. Keith, how many times have you seen that set up in your bedroom?
Oh, more times than I can count.
Yes.
Oh Lordy, that's
what?
Somebody's taken that home after the test. It's like,
Keith, Keith, what's your safe word? Yeah.
Artemis.
Artemis? All right.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so there's all that, and I want to bring Ryan on because he's going to show us some videos and things. And his new
sorry,
phone book
I'm
arrived.
reading my new phone book.
The new phone book arrived. Okay. Let me go back to my blog where the title of the current posting is "Man is a Mistake." The Earth, ladies and gentlemen, does not like us. We are intruders. The Earth is going to do anything it can to get rid of us. Prove me wrong. Look around. We're here for a short amount of time, and if the Earth has anything to do about it, and it does, it'll make it even shorter. I'm all around the block to say there's how much how many trees cut for a phone book. Now, you got this phone book delivered several months ago, the same phone book.
I did, and this one came via the postal carrier, and he said they wanted to redo it for the back to school. It was back to school time, so you might need this. And I went, "Oh,
for what?
Okay.
For the kid to sit on in his classroom?
It's not that thick."
I know. Look at it. Look how thin that thing is.
Maybe,
I mean, at least the old ones used to be good booster chairs, but no, you don't
Maybe
even
if
have
I need
that
to order
now.
some flowers.
Okay. The guy that delivered the one a few months ago was from the Yellow Pages. They had delivery guys go out door to door. And what did he say to you?
He was quoting Miles Standish. I wish I would have had the quote ready for the postal carrier.
Because that's the last person who used the fucking phone book. Right. Miles Standish used this one. Okay, so now you get another one. More trees die.
Yes.
It's back to school for what? What? Back to school in 1957. Yes, you would use that.
Yeah, and it says here, deliver by 9/9/2020. So.
Oh yeah, because it'll be terribly outdated on 9/10.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just found it bizarre. And he had a little wagon. He had a little cart he had to pull with him because he had all of these for all my neighbors.
Okay, really, how many people are using the phone book? Now, all of us of a certain age, let me guess, you had 2 or 3 phone books in the front hall closet. That's where you put it when you got it. It was right there. And then you looked at it back in the day once or twice a year and then put it in recycling. Now, when I would get them, I take it right from the mailbox to the recycling bin.
Yeah.
There's no need to put it in the closet anymore.
No, we like to look up teachers, see if we could find the teacher's home address. You know, that was a entertaining.
When they had
we'd look in the white pages. We'd look.
How about this? If you're of a certain age, there was a phone book that had people's addresses and phone numbers in them.
Yep.
Think about that today. How whack that is.
Well, actually, you go online, there's that
Yeah,
and
that's true.
more.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
yeah, it was the first stalker's guidebook. You could
was.
start looking up kids from school and go,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know they lived on Levitt Street. And yeah.
It's the same thing that I posted on my Facebook page, those stickers on the back windows of cars and vans that indicate the family breakdown of the people you're following. If you're a ne'er-do-well, let's see, they've got 3 daughters, 2 sons. I'll just follow them home. And what are you doing?
Oh, but they've got a dog. Maybe I'll go to the next SUV because they've only got, the husband, wife, and 3 daughters. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, I've got a quote from Miles Standish, but I don't think it was the one you got. And it is, war is a terrible trade, but when the cause is just, the smell of gunpowder is sweet.
Nice. You see the post there from Ken Rakowski, my good friend. He said, ask anyone under 30 what the Yellow Pages are. They look at you. They're gonna say, is that what lists people from China? Yeah. Yeah.
Ask him what Jenny's number is.
What's that mean?
Isn't that the song?
8, 6, 7,
All right.
5,
Okay.
3.
All right.
9.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. Wow. Oh, Christ. Okay.
Don't bring him into it again. He wants no part of this.
Hey, Ryan got a video from Academy Award.
Well, let's do that. I'm going to do my thing, and after we show the puzzles, I'm going to switch over because I've got to switch.
Okay, all right.
How I share it.
I got a picture of this puzzle from Dieter.
Yes,
and Dieter lives in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
Here, yep. There it is.
Look at this. 101 pooping puppies. It's a puzzle of these dogs all taking a dump, and I'm thinking, what? And then you went deeper, and
I did, and then I went to this. If there's a calendar available,
And I've talked
Notice
about
how none of them make eye contact with you,
Oh,
because
they're
even they're
embarrassed.
embarrassed by
Yes.
this whole thing.
My God, I can't even have some privacy. Then there's that commercial running where these women are sitting on the toilet and looking in the camera. Yeah, I poop. And I'm thinking, civilization is not going to get back in the bottle.
No.
Let's just agree that it's just going to keep drifting into whatever it will become as far as chaos. And crowd control is your growth industry. Invest in water cannons and hope for the best, because this is the kind of stuff. And they can turn off that Webb telescope because that thing's going out there. Oh, we're going to find out how the universe started. And all we're doing is watching stupid ass TV shows and putting these puzzles together.
I was
What do we need to know?
Trying to find the schnauzer in there. I didn't see it front and center, so we might have to.
I'm sure it's got to be in there somewhere.
But what is this
Seriously,
fascination?
Idiocracy is now a documentary. Mike Judge had it figured out years ago. We're going to be watering crops with Brondo in the next few years, and wondering what went haywire.
What happened? Why? But it's funny. We've got these two different pulls happening. Webb telescope going back to the moon, and we're just sitting here. Where's my Slurpee? Or these flat these flash mobs running into 7-Eleven and taking all the lottery tickets and cigarettes and stuff. That's where we're at. I don't know why we're looking for any kind of evidence that there's a greater force out there or a higher being. This is it. The Earth knows it. It's trying to kill us. Just enjoy the day.
So I have a couple
ball lickers.
I have a couple more, and then I'll switch over and show you the video. So if you want to put this one up, Keith, this is what I had shared. I was at a local deli, and I asked for some lunch meat, and this was on there before they put the meat up on the scale. And then when I put it up there, it was a little over, and he said, "Oh, it's a little over." And then he just took it and brushed it off onto the floor and said, "Ah, that's better." And I went, "What?" So they just kind of brushed the meat on the floor. He said his shoes are usually covered with lunch meat.
Okay. Is this the
There's
same place?
everything wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Is this the same place that you go and the belts are always dirty?
No, this is different. I go to this place because the other place has slimy lunch meat.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Which is a great
this
clown
stuff
name.
is fresh.
Slimy lunch meat is a great clown name. And I found, here's what I found. Remember several years ago, we went through a bunch of clown names?
Yes.
And I kept writing them down. Let me run through some of the classics here. Moderately less. Okay, here we go. Moderately less nuts. Gondola arm pins. Rusty old fuel tank. Rusty shed. Poison parsnip. Severe burns and blisters. Defective bushings. Metal prosthetics. Sudden severe pain. Eggplant shaped. Penile fractures. Blunt trauma. Snapping sensation. Novelty bottle openers. Soapy residue. Flaming tar balls, glitter nipples, stinky pine cones, and throbbing gristle. All great clown names. That's just the first page. Look at how many I wrote.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I got them.
And the other topic you were talking about, Ren fairs. Well, this Labor Day in Milwaukee, you can go to the Shrek Fest. I've got the one more picture here, and then I'll switch over to the video. There you go. It's kind of like the Ren Fair, but it's all Shrek.
It's all Shrek. People dress up.
Okay. That's a nice ears on. Looks like it's a toilet paper holder. Toilet paper roll they fixed on their ear there.
You think?
Oh,
Are these
they
people
could be
that
She-Hulk now too?
Are these people that also go into Civil War reenactments? You think?
Yeah.
Or have they? Yeah, that kind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was. I know you're talking about the Ren Fair. That there's a hooped up costume that when Jamie went, they wear those too. So they're not all.
Wow, that's quite a wench.
It is.
Hey, that
like a turkey leg. Yeah.
Hey, Keith, that looks like those astronauts.
She could be on the first mission and be safe in the process.
There she is. Strap her down. Hey, I got to go back to that deli counter for just a second because I got to comment on a couple things. Well, wait. So he orders meat, and then there's a piece of it looks like old meat underneath the scale.
The scale, yeah.
Can you put the picture up?
Oh, I already switched over to. I can switch it back. Let me.
All right, no, we can.
Well, no, it's easy enough to do.
So
but yeah, there was. Then it's all over the floor. I mean, it's crazy. Here, there we go. It's back.
Okay, see, look at the piece down there.
Underneath there.
That looks old. And what about the piece on the scale? I hope he took that off when he put yours on there.
No, that's just bonus. You just put the
seriously
the thing over top of it. Sure, that's just bonus.
You know what? You've heard of like people trying to put their thumb on the scale. That might be what that is. That's somebody's thumb. Holy shnikes!
And this is not. This is
no,
not
thank
some
you.
fly-by-night chain. This is a respected chain. I don't understand. We can't mention their name, but come on.
And their lunch meat's not slimy, so that's why I go there. But now I had this experience, so.
Okay. All right. You want to switch over to
I'll
the
switch.
vid
Let
now?
me switch back to.
Dieter
You can set it up.
this video, and initially Ryan showed me a still photo, and it was just a couple of raccoons. And then we rolled the video before we started here, and wait till you see what it was on. Dieter's back
look,
porch.
isn't that cute?
Isn't
that
that
one's
cute?
so adorable. Oh,
Isn't
look
that
at
cute?
that sweet. Oh,
Just a
Start
couple
counting.
of raccoons.
Oh, wait.
Just a
Start
couple
counting.
of raccoons. Just a couple of what the? Look at this! Look at this! Oh my God! Oh my God! Look at there's about 500. It's the House of Coons. It's Coontown.
You can't say that. Oh my gosh!
But isn't that a cat tree?
It is
or
a
whatever?
cat perch.
But why? Look at them, please, Mister, some more, please. Look at them all.
They look docile.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, until they rip your skin open.
Feed
me, feed me.
Oh my God!
So there you go. That's a lot of raccoons.
Okay, did he say?
No, I just saw it on Facebook. He just posts things on Facebook.
Okay, I got to ask him. I mean, sometimes he's here. He might be. You said he told you he did a commercial, a Starbucks commercial in Chicago for the holidays. He's a snowmaker.
He did a Starbucks commercial. I saw it on Facebook. He just wrapped up a Starbucks commercial. There's the dog.
Yeah, Tracy.
There's a perfect reason to not have a doggy door.
Yep.
There would have been 50 raccoons in his house if he had a doggy door.
One's in the Barca Lounger having a cigarette. The other one's in the tub just having a smoke.
Hey, Hey, Dieter, how about a drink, huh? Come on.
Are you coming to bed?
Yeah.
Which side do you like to sleep on? I'll get on the other side.
And Mike Mascow from Roast to Order Coffee and Tea is here. And let me just say, when I get into the commercial, this is how the coffee arrives in these beautiful pouches. Look at that. It's like an airplane kind of pouch. And woo! Yeah, baby. So that's that. And Mike was talking about the article in Illinois Entertainer, and I guess I'm heading into some trouble here because I've done a few things where people say, "Oh, that's inappropriate." Well, that's what we do here. You want appropriate? There's plenty of that out there.
Right.
I'm kind of tired of appropriate for a while. But
before we do anything else inappropriate, you want to come up with a hashtag for the giveaway?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking moon dummy in honor of these fine
I'm
explorers.
being followed by a moon dummy.
Moon dummy.
All right, how do you spell it, Keith?
Just the traditional way, MOONDUMMY.
Okay, and the computer will pick a winner at the end of the show to get the wine condom and something else that Leslie's going to pull out.
Oh, it's one of those disco faucet attachments. We talked about these a couple months ago.
Yes.
You screw off the bottom of your faucet, that little screen that you have. You put this on, you turn on the water, and it turns it into disco lighting in your bathroom.
Nice.
So when you and the raccoon are having a soak together.
A soak? Yeah, put that in the queue there, and then we'll hit the computer
And a wine
button.
condom.
And a wine condom. All right. What was I thinking before all that?
Might want to get some sponsors in.
I will do that. We're only halfway through. I got time. I will. Mike Mascow saw the Illinois Entertainer article, and he said, "I hope you don't get into trouble for something you said in the article." And I said, what? He said, when you said gay pet store. Now, I've mentioned this on the show. The backstory was at this radio station, and they decided, as they often do, to blow it up because it actually might be working.
Successful.
Yeah. And so when they told me that, I said, well, what are you going to change the format to? And they said, whoa, I can't tell you. It's very special. It's going to be a music format. What kind of music? Can't tell you. Very special. So a couple months later, they launched this music format, and I listened to it, and I thought, this is the kind of music that I think I would hear in a gay pet store. And I don't know what there is no such thing. There might be stores owned by gays that are whatever, but I just made that up because that's what it in my head sounded like, the mix of music, a gay pet store. And that doesn't say it's wrong or it's bad. It just sounds like that's where they would play it.
Are the owners gay or are the pets gay?
I don't know. I made it up.
We don't exactly. And that's the thing. It's just you fill in the blanks.
Because it's here. Here's another example of the top of your mind or off the top of your tongue or whatever you top it off. When I was part of this nightclub, when I had my Jack Ruby days, comedian Richard Lewis was in town, and I brought him to the nightclub, and he walked in and he said, "This looks like a gay shipwreck." And you get an image, right? It's
right.
I'm not saying gay. I love gay people. I want to be around more gay people because they inspire me in so many different ways. That's a positive. So I don't know why we always have to leap to, well, you say that it's negative. No, gay pet shops, I'd go to those. I don't know what they are, but I know gay shipwreck because we had a lot of drapery and nice wood. it was elegant.
There were colors. It was trendy and colorful.
Right, but that in a few words, I could not stop laughing. It looks like a gay shipwreck. Okay.
So I had dinner in Rosemont, Illinois this week, and the establishment that we were in was right next door to the Zanies Comedy Club.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this montage of all these comedians, and it turns out I recognize two, which should I should be ashamed because I'm getting old or something, but most prominent was Richard Lewis.
Okay.
And it's like, does he come to Chicago to do stand-up pretty regularly?
Well, he used to, but he's had some back issues, so he hasn't been on tour for a while. But that was, one of his stops. They have three of them in the Chicago area, right? He would go to all three and do his magic. Here's another Richard Lewis-ism. He was talking about his mother and how loud she was, and he said she sounded like the image is so beautiful. He said she sounded like a bowling alley with lipstick. I mean, come on.
And once again, no offense to bowling alleys, no offense to lipstick wearers. It's just it was.
That's all. It was just kind of. I just heard the music and I thought, where would I most likely hear this kind of music? At a gay pet shop. Okay, no big. All right.
Read the article. In context, there's nothing derogatory going on, and it's a really good article. There you go. Thanks again to Rick Hemfer.
Yeah, Rick, thank you. Hey, Ryan, I think you have more meat, more than what's on the floor at that deli that you're going to share with us as far as the Wisconsin report, right?
No, that was really just kind of what I went through that was all of it? Deli and the
phone book.
Thing. So the phone book that came up just minutes before the show.
We got to get it to you for back to school.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So I should get one around Christmas time too for the holiday season.
Yes, you will. Which starts, by the way, on Tuesday.
Right.
This is why I hate this weekend, because I know what's coming. And I know it's already been dribbled out a little bit. The Halloween stuff was a month and a half ago. But now, full-blown Christmas bullshit. And I can't get into that at all.
Yep.
I can't. I won't.
So what pumpkin spice whatever will we hey, if you guys see any pumpkin spice ridiculousness, please send it our way. We're more than happy to do a compilation.
Pumpkin spice condom,
I mean, of course, candles, lattes, but toilet paper,
what the hell do we know? We were discussing this before the cameras went hot. And there's a podcast out there that I was introduced to a couple of weeks ago that this woman does. And it is number 3, I believe, on Spotify. And this woman is making a fortune, and it is filthy. That's, I mean,
Right.
I mean,
Absolutely filthy.
she talks about stuff you can't believe, or you can because it's the 21st century and everything is available. I understand. But to have it that high on the charts, I'm in the top 1.5%. She must be in the top point, whatever, just there. She's like in the top 3 altogether. Yeah. Well, isn't it better to be in less than 1.5%? Isn't that more?
We like 0.3% would
right,
be
0.3%.
more.
Right. She's like in a very narrow field of these are the hottest podcasts. What's the name of the podcast?
It's
Love My Daddy.
Love My Daddy or something like that. But yeah, it's really filthy. And honestly, maybe if Garry, you just showed your junk at the end of the show. Okay, no, never mind. We've been showing meat all day, so oh, there you go. He's kissing the schnauzer.
I kiss the schnauzer. All right, Keith, I think we should do some homage to the sponsors while I still have them.
Well, they still want to be here.
Yeah, and what do you got first? Bettenhausen? Let's talk Bettenhausen.
Reward your hustle right now. Bettenhausen Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Tinley Park has your new Ram 1500 during the Labor Day sales event. Lease a new 2022 Ram 1500 for $349 per month. Lease a new Dodge Durango for $379 per month, or a new Jeep Grand Cherokee for $449 per month. Bettenhausen has hundreds of new vehicles to choose from with new inventory arriving daily. Your best car buying experience starts now at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
Look at that inventory.
Huh.
Wow. Nice. Very nice.
I love my car. I love
you got a Bettenhausen used car that looked brand new when you sent me the picture. I thought, oh my God, that's new, right? No, it's 9 years old. 9. Roast to order coffee. Here's, like I said, I just put it on the passenger seat and drive around with the bag open because I love that aroma, and you will too. If you don't like coffee, Ryan is some kind of oddball. He doesn't
Absolutely.
Do you like tea?
Once in a while, but
okay. But your family, especially your mother, right, is addicted.
Yes, is hooked.
And she's mainlining roast to order coffee now, which I'm very happy to hear.
And trying the flavors out. She tried the chocolate coffee. She's doing the main stuff, but then adventuring into some of the other ones that they have, which are very
with
good.
that, Mike Mascow just commented they do have pumpkin spice for your coffee needs. He's on it. It's,
right.
It's all the rage. Yeah,
I think Bettenhausen has the new cars smell like pumpkin spice September 5 through Christmas.
Yep.
They hang one of those pumpkin spice things from the rear view mirror. Sure.
And if you want to be like Ryan, well, you send gift cards to family and friends around the country. It arrives in a couple days. It's delicious, and it's organically grown. And he's got the pods that are recyclable, so that's good. Look at the GarrForce coffee mug nestled in those canisters, between those canisters. Roast to order. It's the number 2, as you can see, and it is good. If you ever saw this movie Blue Velvet from 40 years ago, there was an ongoing thing where one of the characters, I think it was Dennis Hopper.
Yep.
Where's my bourbon? And then he'd sniff. I don't know if it was what was he sniffing? He had a tank that's what I'm doing.
And there is a story that Dennis Hopper tells about that, where in the script, because Dennis Hopper was kind of a wild man, it was supposed to be like laughing gas or something like that. And he said, no, if I was sniffing it that much, I would just be passed out. Mm-hmm. So he himself started helping with the writing of that scene so that whatever it was that he was sniffing was ambiguous enough that we don't know what he was sniffing, because he didn't want his character just to fall out in the middle of a scene.
Here's my Dennis Hopper story. He was on the show once and said when he and James Dean and Natalie Wood, they were all hanging and living together, went to Hollywood for the first time. They all got some roles for the first part of their career. They were excited, so they decided to celebrate. So they decided to take a champagne bath together, and they filled this bathtub with champagne. And Natalie got in the tub first. And Dennis gingerly told the story of how when she sat down, it burned her kitty cat.
Her schnauzer.
Yeah. Yeah. Her schnauzer got hurt and she jumped out. Natalie. Okay. Now, when you watch Miracle on 34th Street,
think of that.
Try not to put that in your noggin. Okay? Because she's the little girl. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, baby. I'm ruining everything. I've said too much tonight. I know I have. Oh. Okay. I think David Hochberg has pumpkin spice mortgages that he's getting. Right, because that's what he does. He's so good at refi, mortgages, veterans loans, 21-day close, all that stuff that you need. And boy, getting a house and having that not overwhelm you, well, here's how to not have it overwhelm you. Call that number for the free consultation. That's free. They'll hold your hand and say, okay, you're putting this much down. Here's what. That's what they do. And that's what they've done for so many years and helped so many people get through that process. And with the way things are these days, you don't want to go in there half cocked. You want to go fully cocked. Get that advice from the Hochberg team. All right. Okay.
Doug posts, what kind of wood does not float? Natalie.
Okay. After she drowned. Wow.
Shoot, man. It's a dark little lane we've gone down.
Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, you put me up against Labor Day weekend. In the coming weeks, you think this is whack. Wait till we get deeper into fall and watch me completely fall apart. Because, I don't want to forget.
Wait.
If I get going too much here, I might forget. And we want to honor the Canine Hero Dog of the Month. Let me explain. If you're familiar with this, you know what it's all about, and it's a great organization. Jason Johnson has put together this sanctuary for dogs that have been retired from the TSA or the police departments around the country. And where do they go? Well, let me read the September featured dog. Coda served as a dual-purpose patrol narcotics detection canine for a small department outside of St. Paul for 4 years. He had 6 physical apprehensions and was assaulted by the assailant on 2 separate occasions. Coda had numerous non-physical apprehensions as well as narcotic fines in his service to his community. During his career, Coda had 4 unwarranted bites, all of which were attributed to anxiety or pain-related issues away from work. This caused his early retirement, all right? And the decision by the department's administration to schedule his euthanasia. Did I say that right?
Euthanasia? No, euthanasia, I believe.
It's spelled euthanasia. It's spelled here. Let me EUTHANIZATION. Euthanization.
There we are.
Youth Nation, that's the MTV moniker. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Euthanization. That's the scary part is they were going to kill the dog.
Right.
They were going to kill the dog.
That's what we're going to here. When we were contacted by his handler, we knew that we had to help Coda get his second chance at life. We immediately accepted Coda into our pack at our rehabilitation and rehoming facility, and we are committed to providing him the best possible retirement. That's what Jason does with his sanctuary, and by buying the calendar and the other items that he sells or just making contributions, those dogs can live out a nice life, because some retire very early and they still have 10 years in their life, and otherwise they go to a shelter. And so there, projectcaninehero.org is where you get all of the information and make the contributions.
And it sounds like Bart's doing good. He had another surgery, so I think
my friend Roberto's Bart dog from the airport that he took in has had a lot of medical issues, and Jason is covering those. Otherwise, Roberto would have been overwhelmed trying to keep Bart in good health.
And that's a better calendar to buy than the pooping dog calendar.
Oh, jeez. Come on.
Yes, spend your money there.
Yeah, really.
Spend your money on that calendar.
Yeah, that dog would have been euthanized. Yep, that's the way to say that. And now Jason has him in a sanctuary in Tennessee. The government doesn't provide any money for this.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You think, oh, they might. I mean, yeah. No, they don't. Okay. All right. Where are we in the program? I believe Leslie's got some stories.
We should remind people again, hashtag Moondummy, if you want to win the cool faucet connection and
the condom.
And a condom.
Maybe they'll see that when they go to the moon. Maybe we'll see some of those kind of lights from the spaceship.
Whoop, whoop.
What kind of lights?
From the faucet, the crazy lights. Maybe
it's
the
that
dummies.
bright. You can see it from the moon. Okay. These are dummies, Ryan. Remember. Quit fantasizing. They're female dummies. All right. What do you got, Leslie?
The only surviving member of the Monkees has filed suit against the feds requesting the secret files they compiled on the band during their heyday. Mickey Dolenz filed a civil motion against the DOJ seeking information about the investigations launched against him, Mike Nesmith, Davy Jones, and Peter Tork back in the day being 1960s. At that time, there were accusations that the Monkees were involved in the anti-war movement as well as other anti-American activities. Why 77-year-old Mickey is seeking these documents now is unclear.
Yes, it is. It's very unclear.
There's probably a file on you, I'm thinking, because
you
you are in the top 1.5% of all podcasts in the world. And if you like and subscribe, you can make that 1% and help us out a little bit and tell your friends. But we don't know why he's doing this.
Okay. Last Train to Clarksville, one of their hit songs, was about guys being inducted into the service in Clarksville, Tennessee for the Vietnam War. You know that?
And it seems so benign. No.
Yeah, that's the premise of the song. Take the last train to Clarksville.
And I'll meet you at the station. If you know anything about the big puddle of blood in Silver Springs, Pennsylvania, police there would love to talk. The 4-foot by 7-foot pool of blood was found last Saturday in the parking lot of a retirement home, but there was no sign of a body or a struggle or an accident, just a whole lot of blood and a pair of glasses. First and foremost, they made sure that all residents of the retirement home were accounted for, and they are. There have been no missing persons reports, and no one has shown up at any area hospitals with most of their blood gone. Anyone with information is being asked to contact police.
That's like that story out of Australia about the airplane wing, where the guy thought he found that wing from the missing Malaysia airline plane, and they went, no. So just random wings fall off a plane. Just pools of blood.
We'll mop it up, and
it's coming out of the earth.
They brought a cadaver dog in, and the cadaver dog went, I got nothing. So let's see what else. Treasure trove of coins found during a kitchen remodel in England is going up for auction. The coins unearthed during a renovation project back in 2019 are expected to fetch more than $250,000. The 260 gold coins and the earthenware cup in which they were stowed likely belonged to the home's original owners, Joseph and Sarah Fernley Maesters, who occupied the residence in the late 1600s. Their family line kind of petered out soon after their deaths, so this is definitely a case of finders keepers.
Peter out is a good clown name. Well, if there's no family left, there's nothing there to return to.
And we did on the show this week point out that we have protocols.
Right. Some of it makes it back, if any.
If in fact you buy a desk from Goodwill and there's an envelope taped to the bottom,
say it has $10,000 in it, you call if you're feeling guilty. There was money under the desk. How much? $2,000.
$2,000.
$8,000 for you. Everybody's happy.
Somebody hacked Russia's largest cab company yesterday and sent all of their vehicles to one location, downtown Moscow. Traffic ground to a halt at the center of the city as all the taxis converged at once. So far, no one is claiming responsibility.
That's a prank.
I should also mention that, like, the head of one of Russia's biggest oil companies accidentally fell out of a hospital window this week. People fall out of windows in Russia all the time.
You froze up there. What happened? He fell out of a window?
He fell out of a window at a hospital this week.
Sure he did. Right.
Like
and Jeffrey Epstein just died by his own means. I know. Right.
Like the people who commit suicide with 3 bullets to the back of their heads.
Right. All the cab drivers showed up at Red Square looking for moose and squirrel. That's who they were going to pick up.
And water and sand weren't the only hazards at a golf course in South Africa this week. Play at the Skukuza golf course was temporarily halted after a pair of lions and a pack of hyenas took down a giraffe on the 3rd hole and began chowing down. An official for the course, located within Kruger National Park, indicates that it's situations like this that has earned these links the title of the world's wildest course.
Hey, took it right in the Skukuza. Hey, right in the Skukuza.
I'm thinking that might be the way to play the Masters.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a 500-yard hole, and there's a crime scene right in the middle of it.
You have to just launch it over the lion eating the giraffe. That's the hazard. Like it.
Putting the hazard in hazard. There you go.
All right. That it?
I think so.
Okay, it's time to give away the condom and the faucet hooker-upper. All right, let's hit it, Keith. Ron. All right, Ronnie. Text me your address at 773-888-2157. All right.
Or direct message him on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook. You'll get a hold of me, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, I talked to Ron on Facebook, so he'll get a hold of me, I'm sure, with that. Hey, that's it. Thanks for listening. Let's grab some cannoli coming down the aisle. This has not been on the floor at any deli that Ryan's been at, so it's good cannoli. Take that cannoli. What about the schnauzer?
So obviously put your schnauzer in a pool of water once in a while, but don't ever put it in a tub full of champagne.
Yes, that's right, because that burns. All right. 3 in the green, gear is down, flaps are down. Happy Labor Day weekend. I say,
it's one of the busiest.
It's one of the busiest, whatever of the for the phone book of the weekend. All right, and we're on Monday. We don't take days off like that. That's for losers. And have a great weekend. It is 3 in the green, gear is down, flaps are down. The GarrForce has landed.
Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And please tell your friends and family to like and subscribe too.
All right. Yeah.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Boom. Shakalaka.